We're gonna do something new tonight, guys. I flipped the camera around, so it's actually like take three. But we're going to try better pixels. I can't stop it unless I get up and push the button. But anyway, so let's go to the weather, shall we? Let's check out NOAA. I talked about this. I sent a couple pictures out over the past couple days of the weather and what's happening right now. We're finally actually getting some weather in. So let's see, weather. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Yeah, it's not showing the map. Jeez, this is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. It says no or better information. So we have to kind of scroll through all this. Oh, my belly's not feeling great. Let's see. This is still not looking good. NOAA.gov. I go to weather.gov is a little better. Looks like I visited this earlier today. So let's go to Utah, shall we? Strong winds Sunday. Winds could continue to increase overnight ahead of the cold front, becoming stronger during the morning. Winds will tend to weaken during the afternoon as the passage of the front impacts. Strong winds gusts will result in some areas of blowing dust. Well, we can already tell that. That's basically wind until then. So we got snow. We got wind warning out. Winter storm warning over Cedar City. Looks like points north of St. George too, guys. Looks like all the way up I-15. A little farther north. Avalanche warning. Imagine that. But we got a winter storm warning all the way through Logan into Preston, Idaho. It actually goes farther. Winter storm warning actually drops even around the mountains west of St. George. So clear to Escalante and clear through Vernal. Looks like we got a pretty good system hitting all the way across Utah. So get ready, guys. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it passes by. Urgent weather message. Sunday, December 26th. So it's already the 26th. It's 12:52 a.m. And I do a lot of this night stuff because I do work swing graves. Anyway, yeah, it's just you want to check it out. Go to NOAA. Looks pretty severe. So, in other news, back east in Texas and Oklahoma, they hit record highs. There was as warm as it was in July, pretty close, 8 degrees, I believe, in Houston, below the July 4th temperatures, and Oklahoma was 9 degrees below its July 4th temperatures of this year. So yeah, pretty crazy. The warm air from Mexico, southern hemisphere, below the equator, pushed up into Texas and Oklahoma. Something kind of crazy going on. If you ask me, I think it's really crazy. Something's really happening. We had extreme drought. Now we're going to have extreme weather. It's kind of common. Heads up, you might have multiple privacy issues, says Avast. Utah woman writes inspiring memoir of losing husband and daughter on I-15. Oh, that sucks. That's sad. Let's see if we got anything really good. CDC shortens isolation time for healthcare workers with COVID-19. Imagine that. That's pretty interesting, right? Airlines do the same thing. Can't have them affecting their bottom line, right? 200 flights canceled in one day. Well, yeah, they're freaking out now. We can't have these people off work. What are you talking about? They're our servants. They serve us. Yeah, essential workers. Demand a raise. Everybody. I'm not going to read that. Judge orders New York Times to return Project Veritas and their internal memos. So New York Times had their memos. Ooh, there's a big FBI thing going on with Project Veritas. They are pretty much anti-establishment, uncover the crook kleptocracy of the upper elites, the corporate greedy scumballs that we call representatives and organizations that are working with the representatives. So, yeah, good job, Project Veritas. Hope you get your stuff back. These guys are bad. Researchers find the wreck of the last U.S. slave ship is mostly intact on the coast. Researchers study the wreckage of the last U.S. slave ship buried in the mud at the Alabama coast since it was scuttled in 1860. It made a surprise discovery with most of the wooden schooner remains intact. Okay, well, there you have it. What to do if you test positive for COVID-19? Omicron's pretty mild, guys. I don't think you have to worry much about it unless it's Delta. Biden marks Christmas with holiday calls to service members, and he gets pranked by a guy that says, "Let's go, Brandon," and he says it's cool. So, yeah, you KSL, you're just so dumb. KSL's like toting this like this is such an awesome thing. I'll tell you, KSL has turned into a left-wing propaganda arm, but they're the ones that says fake news is a threat to our democracy. All the Utah channels, Channel 2, 4, all said the same thing. Fake news is a threat to our democracy. Fake news is a threat to our democracy. I have the video. You guys check it out. It's hilarious. They're all bad. Don't trust any of these outlets. They're not. They work for the big guys. They're owned by the big guys. Oh, let's see. Policeman arrested after stealing crashing Salt Lake police patrol car. Whatever. Unabomber, U.S. tribe seeks hope in clean water infrastructure bill. If you guys think you're going to get any kind of clean water out of the infrastructure bill, you're sadly mistaken. This is nothing about you. It's nothing about you. Unless they can employ their buddies to corporations come in and make a whole ton of money. So that's Utah news. Yeah, just be careful. It's going to be a lot of snow, guys. Look at the snow totals. It could be as much come Monday, Tuesday night. We could be looking at 2 feet. So be advised. 3 key members explained the labor shortage. I think I just talked about that. Realistically, what's happening is you have a bunch of people that didn't join the labor market after COVID, took them out. A lot of people over the age of 55 decided to retire. Mass amounts of money being made off stock market. A lot of people had investments at that age. They've kleptocratically made the money because of the kleptocratic money dump that's all debt dollars shoved into the economy. Things are insane. You can't keep up with this. And so the doors are wide open and they're allowing all the immigrants in. Everybody's wondering, why are you allowing the immigrants in? Well, the machine needs bodies. It needs people. It needs people to fill low-paying jobs that don't pay enough for a person to survive unless they're subsidized by the government. A lot of the people that were in the food service industry that were 55 and above had enough years to retire. Their investments helped them do that. So that's what's happening there. Child care issue, I don't really believe that because we have, they don't want to take their kids to child daycare because daycare is usually just a virus spreading event. A lot of daycares are not ran right. They don't keep sick kids away from other kids. I witness this with certain individuals on a daily basis, weekly basis. But the U.S. birth rate's lower than it's been in like 200 years, 300 years. So, I could kind of understand that, but I do believe that the cost of living's gone up so much you can't afford daycare. Anyway, it was nearly unaffordable before. Most time had to be subsidized. We do have an issue with that, but it's all about price gouging in every sector of everything. There's just an insanity going on right now. Until true price discovery comes in, we're going to see a labor shortage. It's just going to happen. This is all fake. This is an economy that's been pushed by lies. It's been pushed by a pandemic that gave a large portion of the financial sector the right or the ability to scalp everybody and to drive the currency in the toilet hole because they're price gouging. And so the wages have to meet them. You're talking $20, $25 an hour. People say, oh, yeah, I tell you, go get a job. Get a $10 an hour job, live off it, and prove that you're not being subsidized by somebody because $10 an hour, you can't afford your own place. And if you're living in a box, you live in someone's a little room, somebody's upstairs, a part of their home or something maybe, but you're not going to live that good. Unless you're like you're buying basic food materials like bags of rice and boiling it out, maybe pinto beans, and you're being subsidized. The jobs just don't pay enough. Not towards retail, but they have to be viable enough to help produce, help provide a livable wage. So people are just not really going to be able to fill those unless they're immigrants or heavily subsidized by the taxpayer or somebody else. That's just the way that's going to go. It's just they kleptocratically, and it's you can step back and say it's not mom and pop stores or restaurants. they're getting gouged by the price of commodities, goods, food, and it's just insane. This is all just a big scam. Anyways, they do have the 5, 6, 10 million people that cross the borders. That's to feed the machine. They're never going to stop those people. They're going to make a ton of money off resettling them. All subsidized housing, education, daycares, hospital, like full Medicaid, full dental, full vision, full everything, free light, no lights, no gas power. That's pay. That stuff's it's just if you look into what's put into, someone that comes here, immigrates here, and comes here illegally, it's really quite sickening to see how much money dumped that's going to be on every individual that crosses the border. We're looking at 10 million plus 5 or 10 million across that border since Biden got in. But that's what they need. They want that. We've lost 700 plus thousand Americans due to COVID. We've lost a massive amount of the group of the retiring people now in the 55, 60 to 65. They're just getting out of the workforce because they don't want to go get COVID. They don't want to deal with it anymore. And they've also made a lot of money. Some people got extremely rich during this time or made good investments. They got millions of dollars retired. They're retiring early. That's a part of that. So that's the other facet that's in there in the workforce. So they're just saying people just don't want to return back to work. I think there's a lot more going on there than what everybody says. People don't want to work anymore. Well, that's true. I see that everywhere. Realistically, though, people just don't want to go back to work for a job that's miserable and they don't want to live anymore, and on and on and on. It just goes. There's so many different facets to this, but financial is a big one. It is a huge one, with the upside where people were able to just pull out of the workforce, go bye-bye, and those that just can't make it on the wages. And those that don't want to go back into COVID fest, because it was literally like being in a war. You worked a pandemic, who's going to get sniped or sick, or what is going to be like after you got COVID once or twice. The most powerful telescope ever built has launched. Well, looks like a historic launch. They launched a telescope into space. See, the James Webb Space Telescope. NASA did this. Wow, right? Yeah, there we go. Premier Space Observatory of the next decade. Successfully launched Christmas morning. The telescope lifted off atop an Ariane 5 rocket from the Europe's spaceport in France. We get the delivery systems from the Russians. I'm just, whatever, guys. You guys want to fight Russia? Those Russians, you guys have no idea what situation we're in. That's an ad. Sorry, it's going to just pop in there. The European Space Agency apparently referred to it as an awesome Christmas present for the international launch team. So they're going to get another telescope up into space. We're going to see more space activity. I do think there's a great fear of a Earth impact or a ELE event caused by an asteroid that could hit the Earth. I think that's been a very big worry for a very long time. So you check that out on CNN. They suck, but hey, there you go. Crisis are once again facing disruption because of, it's all COVID-19. It's all crisis. It's all crisis. Home Alone, that's dumb. Omicron is a game changer for COVID-19 vaccines. Because it's just kind of like a common cold. I don't know. Europe said that a large percentage of the common cold they have right now, infections, is the Omicron variant. So, whatever. Okay. Not going to get into the vaccine idiocy. More than 30 reported killed. Save the Children staff missing in Myanmar attack. That's a dangerous place to be, guys. Dangerous place. The Southwest's most important river is drying up. Okay, Southwest's most important river is drying up. We'll see where that is. I'd say it's Colorado. The Colorado River, yep. Okay, it's going to Maricopa, Arizona. For farmers of desert central Arizona, success and failure is defined by who has water and who does not. Okay, well, sorry, bros, but you're going to lose out on developments because of real estate. That's just the way that goes. And because they have more power and pull with the politicians, you're going to more likely lose. That's progress, right? One of the greatest achievements of mankind. Trump touts vaccine in interview. It's yeah, okay, let's just have a pause. Let's just have a pause. Just pause on that. Because you say what you want. I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of conspiracy theories, right? Lots of conspiracy theories. CNN, Trump influence is fading. Yeah, well, did Biden botch handling of Mnuchin? We're going to see this year, 2022, there'll be some votes that'll come up. You're going to see how bad Trump's support's actually waning. 2 years or 6 years of 5 years, about 4 years, I'd say 5, 6 years of Trump bashing by mainstream media. I think they're to blame for the majority of what's happened to this country financially. I think they're to blame for a lot of this. They're to blame for Biden. They're to blame for Kamala Harris, their failure at the border. They're to blame for Biden not paying attention and saying nobody knew Omicron was coming. He didn't know about Delta coming. He didn't know about the Alpha variant coming. I think Biden, the mainstream media is, especially CNN, is responsible for that election. They should bear the brunt of it because they have been pushing as hard as they can to get Biden elected and the Democrats. So all the enrichment we're experiencing now, the divided whatever, and the massive kleptocrat theft of corporate explosion of control, their explosion in the financial markets has just been taking out debt dollars that you owe for, the drop in the value of the U.S. currency, transitory inflation. It's not transitory, it's actually hyperinflation. That's all their fault. It's mainstream media's fault. Honestly, they bear the brunt of this. We should blame them more than anybody because they change minds. The media sets a narrative. The people that are brainwashed enough to follow it are the ones that make things happen the way they do when they vote. And look at us now. Look at us now. This is crazy. Business owners back Manchin for bucking Biden's agenda, slams liberal media for false Build Back Better narrative. Yeah, you look at Elon Musk, you could see the interview with him. He said that it's complete, delete it. This is stupid what they're doing with this green energy handout that's happening. Just check out Elon Musk, what he says about Build Back Better. Build Back Better, soaring inflation, rising crime, surging illegal immigration. That sums it about up. That's what's happening, and much more. There's really much more. Failure to Build Back Better is vulnerable for Dems. Nightmare before Christmas. GOP campaign arm warns. Yeah, I don't know. Biden legacy. He sucks. Progressive Dems demand Biden act alone to implement agenda after Manchin kills massive spending bill. Hope he doesn't, but he's an idiot and completely incompetent. Blackburn, Manchin's opposition to Build Back Better broke. To Build Back broke, blow up, rocks Washington. Well, I was just saying that Manchin just took a stand, so I can't go back to my constituents knowing that I sold the future down the toilet for something that even Elon Musk said is ridiculous, stupid, and do you need to have billions of dollars to fund gas stations? That's what he's saying about these stupid electric car deals he wants to put across the nation, funded by the taxpayer. It's just ridiculous. A lot of subsidies can be going to Ford and the other companies. Even Elon Musk says he makes a large percent of the cars in the U.S. that are electric. You don't need it. This is where economy comes. It's where stability and corporations step in. They foot the bill. That's how that works. That's free capitalism. That's open market. Free market. Trump's holiday message may hint at another run for president 2024. Christian activists call COVID rules on Jesus' birthday discrimination. German tightens COVID-19 restrictions amid Omicron spread. Everybody knew this was coming. Everybody knew they didn't stop it, and they did not stop flights for 3 or 4 days after it was announced to the world. Let's see. Democrats keep going after Trump's advisors, anyone that Trump White House are going after. They're seizing everything. It's just insanity going on. Tragic Christmas morning house fire leaves father and 2 children dead. That's very sad. And Canada urges Western countries to stand together in China boycott. Take it for what it is. There's a little bit of it's just all politics. All politics. Let's see, and I am seriously out of stuff to talk about. That's the Fox News facts. The weather, we talked a little bit about that, but there's so much more I can include if the storms actually do what they're supposed to do. That's another issue. So I'm just paying attention to the computer. It's just whatever. It's whatever. Let's go to ABC. Let's see what they got to say about Trump, right? ABC News, broadcasting company. They're all in it together. They're all in it together. Just another arm of the same corporate shills. Kleptocratic narrative. Okay. COVID live updates. CDC's fourth-fold increase in pandemic hospitalizations. Fourfold, right? It's got to be the reason why they're seeing so many hospitalizations has to be because they may be getting Delta. At the time the pandemic was sweeping the globe, more than 5.3 million people have died from the disease worldwide, including 816 Americans, according to the real estate. I don't believe that number. You guys are going to hate me for this, but I think it's much, much higher than that because of other issues. A lot of other issues. These guys don't back me, by the way. I have no sponsors. That's okay. About 61.7% of the population of the United States is fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Yeah, cases soar in Florida. And looks like I have to look to see Fauci over there talking. Everybody in Australia will get Omicron, health minister says. Well, yeah. America, Delta, JetBlue, United reports impact. So I would have been a Fauci thing, I think. But that explains nothing. They just explain 61.7% of the population is fully vaccinated. What's fully vaccinated? 2 jabs and a booster. That's supposedly full. Whatever. Just stupidity. Omicron hasn't put that many people in the hospital. Unless South Africa has lied about Omicron, then we shouldn't see anything different than what is being explained due to what's happened in South Africa, now Europe, or the UK to be specific. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. I think they're still dealing with Delta, personally. Let's see, Avalanche. Police arrest armed intruder in, Windsor grounds. I don't know, whatever. Oh, my belly's just killing me. At vaccine clinic, pandemic fatigue sets in. Whatever. Yeah, good luck, you guys. How long have you guys been working through the whole thing? I don't know. Thousands line up for Jiggle jab in England. It's you can't even make this stuff up. Jab, they're calling it a jab themselves. Oh, this hurts. Wait for Novavax. That's what I'd say. I want Novavax to come out. El Salvador, 3 women convicted of abortion, whatever. I don't know if I want to get into that. The whole thought of abortion is just disgusting. What we know about how monoclonal antibodies hold up against Omicron. It's just a cold. Everybody's correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But from what I understand, it is not that severe. It's just basically a small cold. They think it's just a cold that's going through England, and it's Omicron, just the average cold. And remember that the common cold next to rhinovirus is coronavirus, and that's what we get every year is a coronavirus or different coronaviruses, a common cold. Whatever. Okay, Trump gives pre-Christmas vaccine booster push. Okay, whatever. Trump again publicly defends COVID-19 vaccine, but slams mandates. Biden tells whatever voting rights. Mueller on filibuster exemptions for voting rights, whatever it takes. Biden to ABC David Muir on at-home COVID-19 testing. Nothing's been good enough. Well, yeah, because Brandon Biden thought that he ordered a bazillion pills, and he's talking about vaccines, and he called them pills. This is the guy you guys have in charge. You voted for him, whoever did. I'm sorry, the guy can't even determine what a pill versus a vaccine is. It's just ridiculous. Whatever. Volcanic eruption and brings emotional relief. That was a volcano that has been erupting in, I believe, Europe for a while. No, it was, Madrid. Yep, Spain. The volcanic had been erupting since September. And it finally stopped. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Why messaging on boosters isn't working. Whatever. They're just dumb stuff. These guys are just as dumb. Another explainer. What next as high school? What next as high court fades into COVID mandate? Why do you even talk like that? What to do next as the high court wades into COVID mandate? What to do if the high court now rules that it's unjust, unconstitutional, and it's a symptom suppressor? That would be maybe what they need to think about. Forced vaccination. You can't do that. That's just wrong. Anyway, I'm not seeing much more other than what normally these other guys push. So that's all I can do tonight. Day after Christmas, guys. It's the 26th, December 26th. I'm going to probably go to sleep now. You guys have a great day. Tomorrow, remember, the weather is going to be crappy. So have a great day. Talk to you later.